coming into 2024, our focus is to put on as many of these as possible, connect you with some amazing people that know what they're doing, such as our speakers tonight. That transitions me very nicely to me getting off stage and passing on to our presenters for tonight. So Kat Fraklin and Stefan Egan are going to be talking you through our wonderful stuff tonight. They are incredible people. If you haven't heard their backstory, shameless plug, go listen to our podcast. We did an interview with them, but really, they have a ton of experience here in the Minnesota industry, but also nationally, looking on that brain side, and I'm excited for them to share their expertise here today. So I'm gonna stop yapping. I'm gonna pass the microphones off. So thank you so much, guys, for being here, and yeah, thank you all.
How's everyone doing tonight? Perfect. Thanks for coming out. Give it up to Cannabis College and Canna Connect for putting all this shit together. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. I am Stefan Egan. This is Kat Fraklin. And together,
hello.
high-end genetics, LogiBlom, and sugar
And
cannabis.
sugar. Catch it. I'll just throw gummies. Everybody gets a gummy.
So I think before we get into the growing and cultivating of things, just give a quick background on who I am and who Kat is and how we got together and continued on into this industry as it came to Minnesota.
Awesome. Can you guys hear Stefan?
Okay.
Hello.
How about now? Okay, so I'll go like this.
Just for the live stream,
Oh,
Thank you.
See, I've got the loud voice.
Yeah,
Okay.
I get confused for a woman all the time, so.
I'm the loudmouth. He's the quiet, smart one.
Yeah, I don't know about that. So Kat and I have known each other since roughly 2016-ish. I've been I retired out of the military in 2015. Prior to that, I worked in special operations as a counterintelligence agent. Before I joined the military, my family cultivated cannabis in Florida. I grew up around it. I grew up growing it, joined the military, and decided I couldn't touch it anymore because the government would take my job from me. So once I got out, I wasn't the same person at all. I think anyone that knows a veteran can attest to that transitional period once you get out. Luckily, I had the plant, and she helped me get grounded and find my way back to being a functional human being. And that's when I met Kat, ironically.
Really? Well, I'm Kat. I'm the loudmouth. Like Stefan said, we met about 2016. In fact, I didn't remember exactly when and where. I knew how we met, but it was the coffee shop when we actually saw each other face to face. Like back in the day, you don't ever see each other's faces. You have a handle. You've got certain names like your IC mag handle and all that. But actually seeing his face, I remember there was a place in Mankato where I reside, and he pulled up at this place called the Coffee Hag, and he had plants in the back of his car. Remember that?
I take them everywhere I go. They're like my pets. Yeah. They pull up like, look at this shit, like.
So yeah, how we got together and how we kind of met, it was actually the plant got us together. I have been very fortunate to be on a long ride and journey with a plant by the formerly known as Gorilla Glue 4. So I am the godmother of Gigi. My business partners and best friends were Josie Wales and Lone Waddy. Rest in peace. Sadly, both of them passed away, one 3 years ago, the other one 2. Left me kind of solo. During that transition, when we knew one was sicker than the other, is when I pulled Stefan in a little bit more and said, okay, I'm in Minnesota. You guys are in Nevada. He's in Minnesota. We need to keep this legacy going. How do we do that? And what does that look like? So we were very fortunate. Stefan came down to Vegas, introduced him to Josie Wales. After he left, Josie called me and said, you're right. He's the perfect match for you. So here we are.
Keeping in mind, I go to Josie's house, and if you're a pothead and a grower like me, this man opened up his seed vault to me. And like, if you're a grower and you collect seeds like I do, for this guy to open up a vault and say, I've got this from 75, this from 83, this one came from Russia, this one's from Thailand. I'm like, oh my God, like this is amazing. And he said, take what you want and, you know, let's work together. And I was like, absolutely, let's do this. So it worked out really, really well.
So yeah, so after they passed away, I went to Michigan, left my husband right here, left him in Minnesota to take care of our kids. While I ran operations to learn the legal side of cannabis, and actually ran vertically integrated from dispensaries to processing to huge grows, you know, anywhere from cocoa to hydro, and learn the actual compliance and regulatory and how to have employees that you actually pay taxes with, and learn that for many years to gain that experience as well as income for our family. And then waited for Minnesota to kind of come around. I remember flying back to Michigan, and Minnesota legalized the low dose. And I was like, thank God I can quit this now. So I was able to launch Suga. And Suga is my gummy line. I wanted something that would be ours or mine and not play off of the legacy that myself and Josie have. I also wanted Suga to win in Minnesota and not win because of who I was. And it's doing a pretty darn good job, and people like to get zooted off of it. So I guess I'm doing a good job. But yeah, so now Minnesota's finally getting its ass together, and Stefan and I are here to teach you his ways, which are the proper ways, and then my bro science, as he calls it. And we'll kind of go from there. Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Kat. So my way is not the right way. Let me flat out say that from the jump. The right way is the way that you do it, period. Whatever works for you, rock on, continue that process, continue that method. Don't make any adjustments because a Facebook forum told you to do so. If you're getting plants to pop, you're getting them to grow, run with it because it works for you. That's the most important thing as we kind of move through this. So. Real basic. Obviously we all know that there's a bunch of different types of cannabis seeds, right? You have the regular seeds, which are characterized regular because they're male and female, right? Sometimes you'll get monoecious plants. There's a big word for you, Kat. That just means that a single plant is creating both sex organs, right? So it's similar to a herm, but different in the sense that it's not being caused by environmental factors. It's within the genome. It's part of the genetic code. So it's going to have those problems no matter what you do.
What was the big word I missed it?
Monoecious.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the difference between Stefan and me, I am gonna say it hermaphrodited. And he is going to use a word that I cannot pronounce, nor don't ever ask me to spell.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And then you have feminized seeds. Feminized seeds are exactly that. They're feminized, they're female. There is no male within that product. However, depending on the production process, you will find that 99.9% of them are feminized, and you're going to find that one off that just didn't take, and it's going to produce male sex organs.
And with the feminized too, is a lot of people, I've been running a seed bank for over a decade. I can't tell you how many people come to me and say, I bought, you know, feminized seeds from you and they hermed or they're male. At the end of the day, what you have to do is, and he'll get into that, is you reverse a female into a male, big word, and then you make female seeds. So you're not guaranteed. You're actually, you're doing something natural. The plant, we'll get into that later, but the natural the plant's going to do anyways. But not always will that seed be feminized. There is no scientific way for us to say, okay, poof, you are now a female seed. It's breeding two female seeds or two female plants together. And the only way to do that is by making one female plant a male.
We'll get in a little more of that difference between, you know, S1s, R1s, how to, you know, choose the right feminized seed for you. But absolutely. Autoflowers, they come in both